What was that? This is a movie review by two drunk cousins. Drunk Cousins! Today, two drunk cousins are reviewing The Last Jedi, full of spoilers.
Blue, put in like spoiler alert. Yeah.
Ryan Johnson, is that his name? He directed this?
Yes.
He got three more movies after this one. So you kind of expecting it's super good, right? You're expecting that, right? Yoda's thinking that. Yeah, he's in there. Ryan Johnson did Looper.
Looper. I like
He did
Looper.
a few Breaking Bad episodes.
Okay, that's weird.
That's about it. He did a Looper.
That's it? And he got a Star Wars movie. Can you hit us with a synopsis?
Drunken synopsis.
A drunken synopsis.
All right, so there's the rebels or the resistance, and they got like one ship left, and they're evacuating because the Empire's coming, or the... Can I call them rebels and Empire?
Sure, people
Okay.
will know what you're saying.
Okay, so the Empire's coming, and then the Empire starts shooting them, and then Poe Dameron comes, and he does kind of a Guardians of the Galaxy type humor stuff, which is very not Star Wars. The big scary ship comes in, and then Poe blows up all the things so they can blow up the ship, and they send in the super slow, useless bombers that for some reason require like manual triggers to drop things. There's no automation in this thing. They blow up the thing, they blow up the dreadnought, and then Poe's all happy, and then Leia's pissed off because they literally have like 4 ships left. They hyperspace away, and then they get followed, and oh no, we can follow in hyperspace. And then they're just getting chased, and it's a chase scene. Leia gets the bridge gets blown up, and Admiral Akbar dies. That sucks. And then Leia gets she uses the Force to get back into the ship, and then she's saved, but she's in the coma or something. And then they let Laura Dern run the show, and then she intentionally doesn't tell him what's going on because otherwise there's no plot. And then Finn wakes up. He's trying to get away, and then his future Asian girlfriend stops him, and then they're like, "Hey, wait, we gotta stop the tracker." And for some reason, he knows every single detail of Starkiller Base, of a super Star Destroyer. They go to a gambling planet. Well, they get thrown in jail. Then Benicio del Toro breaks them out, and then he saves them from the horses. The horses are running away, and they get off the planet with Benicio del Toro, and then he figures out how to get onto the super duper 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 Star Destroyer that the new Emperor's on. And then Laura Dern is evacuating the Calamari cruiser, and it's like, oh, we're gonna go to this other world to evacuate. And then Benicio del Toro sells something out, and so they're starting to blow them up. And Laura Dern turns the ship around, and then commits a war crime, and uses hyperspace to use to blow up the fleet. I guess when you're desperate, you completely obliterate your principles, and you just start committing war crimes. Oh God, I forgot about Rey. Rey is hanging out with Luke Skywalker, and he says, "No, I'm not going to train you." Then he says, "Yeah, I'm going to train you." And then, but he won't help the rebellion. She does the training, brief, 2 seconds of training, and then there's these little nuns that are funny, and then there's the porgs that are actually cute. Anyway, Chewie eats a porg, then they fly away, and then she goes to, not Val Kilmer, Kylo Ren. They've been seeing each other in these weird Jedi visions. Anyway, she goes there, and they meet the new Emperor, and then Kylo Ren kills the new Emperor, and then they kill all the guards, and then they're fighting over the last lightsaber, or the second to last lightsaber. And then that's when Laura Dern does her war crime, and everything blows up, and then the lightsaber blows up, and then Rey escapes in the Millennium Falcon to the planet, and then Kylo's go get him. And then they all go get him on the planet, and it looks like it's Hoth, but it's not. It's Salt. And Luke Skywalker, Jedi mind himself to the planet, but he's not really there, and he pretends like he's there, and then he fights Kylo, and then there's explosions, and then he doesn't die, and he's "See you around, kid." Then he does die, and then they get out because of the sparkly foxes, and then they fly away. The entire rebellion flies away in the Millennium Falcon, and then we're supposed to be happy that those 7 people who survived. The end. Thoughts?
Harsh. Chronologically, one of my first thoughts was we should have a moment of silence. This is Carrie Fisher's last movie.
That was emotional for me. Yes.
Now, this is the first Star Wars movie to begin immediately where the last one began. That's never happened before. Actually, this begins before the last one ended, technically. Let me go on record to say that I've seen this movie now at least 3 times. It's not my favorite Star Wars. This is almost second to last. Here's the problem with this movie is it's basically one slow chase sequence.
Very slow and unnecessary.
There's no Star Wars movie where it's basically one event. There's one event in the center of this, and it's a slow chase sequence. This is the longest Star Wars movie of all time.
And
As of
unnecessarily
right now.
so.
It seems to me like Rian Johnson did not care. He specifically wanted to thwart any idea you had as a fan of this movie. He didn't care about what was right for the characters or what was right for the story.
Mm-hmm.
He cared about, oh, everyone on the internet says Rey should be A, B, or C. Guess what? She's not. She's none of those. She's D. Oh, you want this? You want Rey and Finn? Guess what? Nope. Oh, you want Finn and Poe? Guess what? Nope. Oh, you're wondering if Snow is A, B, C, or D? Guess what? Nope.
Snoke.
He was basically
Snoke.
worrying about what fans were worried about. And whatever they were talking about, guess what? You're not going to get any of that. It was basically giving the finger to fans. Was, oh, you think you're smart? You think you're smart? Guess what? Nope. And it's not, he didn't have an answer. It was, oh, you think the answer is A, B, or C? I'm not going to, no answer. How about that? How about that? No answer.
Yeah.
It was almost as slightly offensive.
The critics' rating on Rotten Tomatoes is 91%.
And I'm trying to
Do you
figure it out.
want to? Do you want to take what? Do you want to guess what the fans' rating on is?
45.
48.
Ooh, I'm impressed
Good
with
job.
myself.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. It's just, and I realized I can tell you, 38 minutes in, when it's around when Holdo arrives and Poe's talking to her, all of a sudden at that moment, I lost interest.
Yeah.
And from that point forward until like the last battle, I just didn't care. Here's the problem. Lawrence Kasdan, who directed and wrote Empire,
Yes.
he co-wrote Force Awakens.
Mm-hmm.
He had written a script for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Rian Johnson came in and said, I'd like to start over from scratch. They threw away, oh, this person who has been involved with Star Wars for 30 or 40 years, let's throw that out. You go ahead and do it. There was too much comedy.
There was too much comedy. There was way too much comedy.
There's always comedy in Star Wars, but there was too much.
It was in your face. The Poe Dameron, like, I'm waiting
Yeah,
for...
holding.
yeah,
And
that was
going.
Guardians of the Galaxy type stuff. The little... Either
good.
the
Good
Porgs...
call.
Either the Porgs or the little nuns. One of the two.
A main problem is the Finn and Rose storyline, where the Finn and Rey had chemistry, and even if they're just friends or whatever, it doesn't matter. They had chemistry together, and Finn and Rose, maybe it's Rose herself didn't have any charisma, but that whole storyline just...
Good.
Any connection I have with this movie was from the original trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Luke saying, "Where's Han?"
Yeah.
And that was it clicked. Wait a minute, he just died like a day ago.
Yeah.
And then he goes on the Millennium Falcon, and
Mm-hmm.
and that was really sad. And anytime I hear Princess Leia's theme, it now makes me sad.
Yeah.
From Force Awakens, when she there's one scene where she hugs Chewbacca. Oh, it's anything from the original, and any music from the original.
Mm-hmm.
When they show the Millennium Falcon and they play the music, my hairs stand up on my arms. Greg,
Yes.
I disagree with your thoughts on this movie altogether. We're going to replace you with an expert.
What?
What do you think of Star Wars The Last Jedi, Episode 8?
It's okay. It's my least favorite.
Least favorite, why?
Because it's not so good as 7 because it's like basically it's really like boring.
What makes it boring? Is there something that would have made the movie better?
No Rose.
You're supposed to look that way. No Rose. Anything else?
Ooh.
Is there
No.
something you need more of or less of?
No.
Well then, Greg, I think you've been proven wrong. Last thoughts?
I'm gonna own it. I'm not gonna watch it.
Neither of us recommends it then.
No.
Wholeheartedly.
No.
Donuts, 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 donuts.